Hi, everybody. Hello, good afternoon. Happy Tuesday, happy September. Give me just one moment here to get us going in all of our places. Looks like we're good there. Give me just a couple minutes here. If you've been here before, you know the drill. It always takes a minute for all of our platforms to connect properly. Let me make sure we're on LinkedIn, just because I know we had a couple people looking for that this week. Right. Welcome in. So welcome to Remote Job Talk, first one of September. So exciting. We are going to be talking today about, got a ton of new roles on the job board this week. We've got a couple upcoming events this month. I can say this month because it's now September. And as always, we're here to answer your questions. So if you have any questions related to jobs, job searching, interviews, applications, resumes, spotting scams, whatever it is, if you have questions, let me know. I'm here to help you. I'm going to be monitoring the chats and the comments and all of the locations. So you can just drop that there and let me know that you have questions and I'll be happy to answer it live. So looks like we're good there. LinkedIn is taking 7 years to... Oh, there it goes. Okay. I see it connected now. Okay, so we're going to get going here. Let me get Facebook open on my phone because for some reason, as you know, it doesn't always show me my comments on there. So I'm going to open this so that if anybody has questions on Facebook, I can answer your questions. So like I said, first and foremost, here to answer any questions that you have. This is a great opportunity to ask your questions live, get them answered live, straight to it. If you have any follow-up questions, this is a great chance to do that. So you can drop those in the comments. Just know sometimes from YouTube and LinkedIn, it can take a second to populate on my end, but I am watching the chats. So if you have questions, let me know and I'm happy to answer them. So for those of you who are new to Remote Job Talk, we do this live stream about once a week. And we talk about, like I mentioned before, we're here to answer your questions, but we're going to talk about new open positions on the job board, and we're going to talk about upcoming events. We also share advice, tips, resources, things like that. So first and foremost, let me get this up here for you. This is our job board. VirtForce exists to help military spouses and veterans find primarily remote, but location flexible jobs. And we do that through our job board is the first way we do this. And so, I see we have a couple people from Facebook. Hello, aloha, Gary. Thanks for joining. So we do this through our job board. And if you're not watching from your phone and you can scan the QR code, it's right there. You can also go down here to jobs.virtforce.us. That's jobs.virtforce.us. That is our job board. It is a private job board, so you do have to make an account, but it is free. All of our resources are free. Everything we offer is free to you to help you find your next career. And so you do have to make an account on our job board. Like I said, it's free. We don't spam you with emails. We send you emails about events, jobs, things like that. And all of the jobs on the job board. Sorry, it's a Tuesday. That feels like a Monday, guys. Give me a second for my brain to catch up. Okay, so all of the jobs on the job board are vetted and legitimate jobs with military-friendly employers. That is what we have on the job board. You will never find a scam. You will never find an MLM on there. You will never find a commission-only role on that job board. It is just all vetted, legitimate jobs with military-friendly employers. Some of them are location-specific. Most are remote or location-portable at the very least. But we do occasionally have some location-specific jobs. So just make sure you're paying attention. I did mention you have to make an account. Make sure you sign in. If you just go to jobs.virtforce.us and are not logged in, you will not see all of the jobs on the job board. So make sure you're signed in and then you click either see all jobs, or if you click at the very top, there's like the little bar at the top. I can never remember what to call that thing. If you've been here multiple times, you know that for whatever reason, I can never remember the name. But at the top there, you'll see like a dashboard, jobs, learning, events, and podcasts. If you click jobs, it'll take you straight to all of the jobs that we have available. So right now, we always have an Imagine 360, Travelers, and CVS Health role links on our job board. CVS Health, you'll see several for those are like in their different business areas. So you'll always find those. If you scroll all the way down, those will always be there for you. It'll take you over to their job board so you can explore all of their roles that they have available. But new this week, Well, this one's not new, but I'm going to talk about it because if any of you are in High Point, North Carolina, CVS Health is looking for a customer service rep on site to start next month. And that is on there for CVS Health. So if you're in North Carolina looking for a role, that is a great one to look at. The nice part about CVS Health, a role like that, even though it is specific to location in High Point, North Carolina, because it's CVS Health, there will almost certainly be a way for you to transfer positions or stay within CVS Health when you PCS, because CVS Health is like nationwide, right? As long as you're moving within the United States, all 50 states, you can PCS with a role like that or stay within the company, which is always really nice. Career continuity is something we very much value. So we've got 2 in customer service rep, fully remote customer service reps roles with Travelers on there right now. You'll see a business insurance CSR and a customer service rep remote. They're just in 2 different business areas in Travelers, but they're both fully remote roles for active duty military spouses. W-2, the best benefits that we've come across. Check those out. Those are awesome. Those are full-time roles too. Travelers is a fantastic company to work for. We have so many of our community members who work with them and love them and have been able to grow with them and PCS with them. So check those roles out. And just a heads up, we will have an event coming with them next week. Details will probably be released next week for that. So stay tuned. We'll send out an email and I'll talk about it in Job Talks as soon as we have everything finalized for that event. But we will be having an event with Travelers next month. You'll see we have a remote CFO role. So that's a chief financial officer role. So this is a pretty cool one. It is a 1099 remote role with a small business partner of ours, It is a US based role, but you're going to be working with the CEO and COO, all the executive leaders on that team, which is really cool. So they are looking for somebody, ideally a CPA or similar experience. It is a CFO position, so you will be doing a lot of accounting stuff, cash flow things, vendor payments, payroll, stuff like that. So that is a fantastic, fantastic position. Check it out if you've got, that kind of experience. They're looking for somebody with MBA, advanced financial training, ideally, or a CPA. They're looking for 3 years experience with companies and over 10 million in annual revenue, preferably in growth areas, environments, things like that, and a strong expertise in like cash flow, debt financing, financial reporting, stuff like that, like I mentioned. So check those out. That's a great one if you've got an accounting background, things like that. That's a really cool position up there. And we also have, so I'm going to kind of list off a couple here for Imagine 360. I believe it's 5 new roles, case manager type roles. They are RN roles. So I know that we have a ton of RNs in our community and watching. So if you are an RN looking for a role, Imagine 360, we just have 5 new case manager type roles posted on our job board. 80,000 plus a year, remote, W-2, lots of benefits. Like I said, fully remote, which is fantastic. So we have a case manager RN, hematology, oncology case manager, oncology case manager. Oh, this one's not a case manager, excuse me. Triage nurse. They are looking for a triage RN, and then a transplant case manager. All of those are RN positions. Those are all individually listed on the job board. So you'll find those. Imagine 360 is a fantastic company too. We love them. If you don't know who they are a remote healthcare company. But as with all companies, just because they are a healthcare company, they are hiring in tons of other business areas. We are having an event with Imagine 360 next month. So I will get into that in just a little bit. Above that, you're also going to find we are hiring, I believe it's over 10. Yeah. So they're seeking over 10 plus customer service representatives to work in a separate, this is another company, not Imagine 360, but this is a remote healthcare customer service rep. They're hiring at least 10 people for this role, which is really nice. It gives you, obviously, just numbers game there, gives you more of an opportunity to get hired there. It's a US based veteran owned company, which is pretty cool. W-2, PTO included. They do provide all the equipment for you. It is remote. So if you check that role out, they are specifically looking for somebody in Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Kentucky, Maryland, North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas, Tennessee, Virginia, or Washington. So if you are in one of those states looking for a CSR role, check those out. Oh, hold on, see we have chat. Desi from YouTube is asking if we have any law. I'm assuming you mean any positions in law, like any type of law, like lawyer what are we looking for here? If you can give me some more details, we did have somebody in our VertForce Facebook group share a role with a law firm, a legal role today. I don't have any other further details other than that, but somebody did share one of those in our Facebook group, which I'll share the link for in a minute. So I'll wait for you to give me some more details there. Okay, so I talked about the remote healthcare role. We are looking also for this is a fully remote 1099 part-time role for a virtual finance administrator. So it's about 15 hours a week with potential for growth for the right fit candidate. Fairly flexible scheduling, which is really nice. The goal is for this to be a long-term growth kind of role. They're looking for somebody who is interested in part-time right now, but looking to find the right company for the right candidate to grow with the company, which like personally, I can say like from personal experience, finding a company that is looking for somebody for the right person, for the right job to grow with the company, that is like a great opportunity right there. Somebody who like from the get-go emphasizes growth. I think that's really fantastic, just from my personal experience. But they are looking for somebody for this finance admin role to have accounting or bookkeeping experience. And they've got a few other recommendations there, things that they're looking for, but you'll be doing some finance stuff. You'll be doing some travel coordination, general administrative support, but they are looking for somebody with 2+ years of finance booking or administrative support experience, preferably somebody with 1 year at least of remote work experience. And then you can find all the other details on the job board. So like I said, if you scan here, or you go to jobs.vertforce.us and sign in, you'll be able to see all of the jobs I talked about today. I know that was kind of like a lot just thrown at you there. That's like 12 new roles. If any of those sounded interesting or not, if there's other things you're looking for, head to the job board. There's tons of stuff on there. Like I said, just make sure you sign in. Otherwise, you won't see all the positions. So Desi, I see you're looking for a paralegal role. I am not sure what the role is. I cannot remember right off the top of my head right now, but I'm going to put this up here for you. So if you are not part of our VertForce private Facebook group, Desi, or any of you listening, our private VertForce group, I know that there are a lot of you looking at my phone over here on Facebook. I know there are a lot of you here who are part of our VertForce Facebook group. If you are not part of our Facebook group, I highly recommend it. We share obviously all of our positions in there, but our community is about 90,000 strong in there, and we have people sharing positions all the time. So for example, the reason I'm mentioning this today for Desi is they're looking for paralegal work. And somebody just shared a remote law firm who is looking for something in the legal department, but I can't remember exactly what the position is. But if you're not part of our VertForce Facebook group, I highly recommend it. Make sure you answer all of the membership questions. Otherwise, you won't be admitted. So make sure you answer those. But somebody did share something today. So like I was saying, we share our jobs and advice and resources and stuff like that. And people crowdsource for tips and support and leads all the time. But our community also will share roles that they come across in their searches if it doesn't suit them, or it's somebody they know who's hiring, or it's their own company. But our community will share leads all the time. So it's a great place to get more information and hopefully find what you're looking for. So there's that. I'm going to say this again. Please make sure that you answer all the membership questions. I do the membership over there for the most part. So make sure that you're answering the questions, because if you don't answer the questions, I can't admit you. And the other thing, if you are part of our VertForce Facebook group and you invite somebody to join, I know a lot of us will share it with our spouses groups or our sister or our neighbor, whoever it is. If you invite somebody to join, let them know that you invited them and have them answer the membership questions. I see a lot of people, so-and-so invited by so-and-so, but there's no membership answers, so I can't admit you. So make sure you answer those questions. And if you invite somebody, make sure they know to answer the questions as well. All right. So now I want to talk a little bit about, let me get over there, to our upcoming events. So I mentioned this a little bit earlier. Sorry, my thing is having a hard time sharing. There you go. There it goes. Okay. We have an event with Imagine 360 in a couple weeks, right about 3 weeks now, I guess, on September 18th. So that's at 12:30 Eastern time, 9:30 Pacific time. It is a live virtual event with Imagine 360. So if you're interested in working for a fully remote company, this is a great chance. It is a remote healthcare company I talked about. They've got a ton of new nursing roles that are specific on our job board this week. But they also have other roles too, and like customer service and things like that. So they are going to talk a little bit about some of those roles. But you'll get a chance to hear from people who are part of our VertFirst community who now work at Imagine 360. One of them is new-ish to the company, talking about her experience and how that's been with her. And the other one is from our community about a couple years ago and has now been promoted and moved with her position. So these events are a great opportunity to get to know an employer, a potential employer, get to know who you might be working for, what you're in for, what the day-to-day is going to look like. And we also talk about open roles that they're hiring for right then. We're going to drop some job application links for you. We're going to share some tips from the recruiters who are going to be on the call. The recruitment and talent acquisition team is going to be on this call, and they're going to tell you what they're looking for. They're going to tell you when you are applying, how to set yourself up for success with them. They're going to give you some advice on that. So it's going to be a great event. It is on, like I said, September 18th, 12:30 on Zoom. So it is a virtual event. At that link here, actually, I'm also going to, give me just one second here. I'm going to drop it in the chats because I know that sometimes you're watching from your phones and you can't. There we go. Sorry, Facebook is doing a weird thing. So I know some of you are watching from your phone, so you can't scan the QR code, and it's usually a little bit of a doozy for trying to type it in because it's a long URL. So I just dropped that in the chats for you guys, and make sure you RSVP if you are interested in this event or in the information shared. So I will say, yes, obviously, if you RSVP, you're going to get the Zoom link, you're going to get reminders about it and a calendar invite so that you add it to your calendar and so you don't forget about it. And I will say, by RSVPing, if you can't attend or you can't attend for the entire call, by RSVPing, you will guarantee that you get the recording afterwards, as well as all of the links that were shared in the event. So even if you have to work or you've got kids or whatever it is going on that you can't be there either for the event at all or for part of the event, if you RSVP, you will get the recording, and we will share with you all of the links, including application links and the tips, all of that in an email after the event. So like I said, even if you can't attend, RSVP, because it's a great way to ensure that you actually still get the information, because we understand everybody's got things going on, right? So that is on September 18th. That is going to be at 12:30. Like I said, all of these events that I'm sharing are on Zoom, this one included. Next up, we have CVS. So this is our customer care cohort and Coffee and Connect. It is on September 23rd at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Had to think about that for a second. So this is CVS Health. So this is specific to customer care. Okay. If you were here with us before, we've done an event with them last March, early in March, and we did more of a clinical thing. This time with CVS Health, this event specifically is for customer care. Don't worry, clinical friends. We have something coming for you. Date TBD. And more information to follow. As soon as I have it, you will know. So at this event, they are actively hiring for the role that we are speaking about at the event. We are going to have job application links. We're going to have the recruiters who actually recruit and hire for this specific role are going to be on this call. And they're so nice, and they're great. I'm really excited for you to meet them. But they're going to talk to you about all the details of the role, what it is, all the specifics, and we'll share a link for that. You're also going to get to hear from a military spouse who actually works in that role. And so she's going to tell you all about her day-to-day, what she likes about it, and why it works for her, and why she thinks it's a great fit for military spouses. So that is this event. That is on September 23rd at 1 p.m. Eastern time on Zoom. Said. Also, part of this event is we're going to be talking about the CVS Health customer care cohort. So this is one of our new brand new. First launch of it is at this event, and we're talking to you about how we are going to help you from start to finish with CVS Health in a customer care role, how we're going to help you get hired. We will be doing live classes. I will be leading those. I'm going to talk to you about resumes and applications and interviews. I'm going to talk to you specifically about feedback from the recruiters, what they're looking for and what's missing with somebody who doesn't get hired. They're also, as a member of the cohort, you're also going to get a chance to do a meet and greet with the recruiters, which is really cool, like a one-on-one with them, kind of a one-on-one, like a group call. But we'll go into more detail about that at the event. I'm going to share more information at the event about signing up for the cohort and things like that. If you can't attend this event, like I said, make sure you RSVP anyways, because you'll still get the information within the week after the event we may not have the recording within a week after the event, but we will share all of the links, the application links, sign up for the customer care cohort, all of that, and all of the information that you're going to miss. So this one, it doesn't have the date on there, I know, but this is on September 23rd at 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to drop that link in the chat for you guys. Let me head over to the other places. All right. And as I'm going, I know we've had a couple questions so far, but if you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. And I will help answer those for you if I can, or help get you the resources that you need. And then I did say, so I want to make sure I share this. If you are clinical, if you're a clinical person looking for clinical information, this is the link for the CVS Health clinical cohort. We do not have a date set for that yet. We are finalizing some information with our CVS Health partners right now. So, but if you are interested in it and you want to sign up now, you can RSVP here. As soon as we do have that information, you will get another email confirming the date, calendar invite, all of that sort of stuff. So you can expect that in the next couple of weeks as well. We'll have some finalized information for you. But if you are interested in clinical, this is for you. And then I will also say, I'm going to put this back up here. At the Job Arsenal, you will find a calendar of events. So if you go to jobs.vertforce.us, at the top, you'll see, like I said, dashboard jobs, learning. There's tons of information on there on like resumes and how to ace your virtual interview, all that. You'll also see a little events tab, and there's a calendar of events for you guys there too, so that you can see all of the upcoming events that we've got going on, whether that's remote job talks, whether that's an employer event, things like that. So you can find all of this information there in one place. If you can't scan it right now or look it up right now, just head to jobs.vertforce.us and we'll be able to get you can find all of that information in there. So those are our upcoming 2 events. Like I did mention, we have some events coming up with travelers. We'll also have a CVS Health clinical event coming. Stay tuned. We'll have more information on that soon, hopefully in the next week or 2. And so I'll get you guys that information. All right. And I've said this before, but I did want to share this piece of advice because it just sort of happened today. And so I wanted to share it with you that this is my little slightly unsolicited job searching advice. And that is that every interaction counts. And I mean, every interaction counts from start to finish. If you are applying for a job, whether that's with like an HR staffing firm like we are, right? That's what we do. We do help staff other employers, and we also connect you with employment partners, right? But whether that's somebody like us or it's directly with a company, right? Whether that's ABC company or CVS Health or Travelers, whatever it is, every single interaction that you have matters, every single one. So if you email to inquire about a job, or you email to inquire about your application, or you want to confirm that your application was received, or you want more information about the job, every single interaction matters. So even if you're emailing, I don't know, let's say the office admin, right? So maybe they're not part of the recruitment team. You're emailing the office admin, or you're calling the office admin, or you go into the building to talk to the office admin. That interaction matters, okay? Every single interaction matters. So if you are disrespectful to the front office admin, whether that's virtually or in a building, and you're rude to the person at the front desk, there's a very good chance that they're going to be like, hey, just thought I'd let you know I had a really weird interaction with this person. And they might tell the recruitment team, right? They might also, I have known companies who that is part of their job description for their front office person is, hey, you're our gatekeeper. You're our first line of defense. I want to know if somebody is rude to you, unprofessional, disrespectful, whatever it is. A lot of times they have been asked to share that information. So just know that if you're messaging on LinkedIn, if you're interacting with somebody on Facebook even, that respect, kindness, professionalism go a long way, right? And it's really, really important to know that even if you're emailing to inquire about more information, make sure you fully read the job description first. And then you can let them know, hey, I did read all the information. I didn't see this particular answer in there. Would you know where to direct me for it? But don't just be like, hey, what's the pay? That's not professional. That's not kind. That's not respectful. So that's like my little unsolicited advice for the day, because I came across this earlier today, and I just want to make sure everybody knows that, like, no matter where you're interacting, whether it's on Facebook or it's on LinkedIn, so social media, right? Or it's on the phone or email, wherever it is, all of those interactions matter because you never know who you're talking to. You never know who they're talking to. And you want to always, you want to put your best foot forward and show your best, most professional self, right? So I see we have a question from Jordan. Would like to know, they've been a stay-at-home mom for 4.5 years and only been applying for work from home remote jobs ever since. How you've only worked in the food industry. How do I get a job in another field? That's a great question, Jordan. So this is one of those instances where I'm actually going to say that AI is really useful for this. So there are times where I'm going to tell you don't use AI, but this one is actually really helpful. So if you head over to AI, whatever form of it you want to use, like ChatGPT or whatever Microsoft one or whatever it is, right? It doesn't matter. If you go in there and you type in your job duties, whatever it was that you were doing, like fully, like be as detailed as possible, right, in there, and just explain all the things that you've done, and then ask it to tell you what positions are these skills transferable to. So I worked as a server for like 5 years, I don't know, something like that. I was a cocktail server. I worked as a server for a long time. That the lessons and the things that I learned there were invaluable. Like, oh my goodness, I learned so much more there than I did in so many actual other jobs, right? So something customer service based is almost certainly going to be up your wheelhouse. And like, but if you go to AI and you put in your resume or the job duties or things that you did, the responsibilities you had, and ask it to give you some other job titles that your skills are transferable to, that's a good way to figure out like what another field would be that you could, or what a job title would be that you could search. And then go search for those job titles. I will say, if you have like serving experience or food service, I'm assuming that's what you mean by food service. So you've done a lot of, that's primarily customer service based. Companies like Travelers, the roles that we're having with Imagine 360 are going to be great for you. Same with CVS Health. So both of those upcoming events in September and then the Travelers one in October would be great opportunities for you to come in and hear what they're looking specifically without knowing any more detail other than food service. I will say that like you're probably going to be a very, very good fit for at least a couple of those roles. And at Imagine 360, it's my favorite. They love to say that they hire for character and train for skill. So they are very much on the board of like, we want to find the right person. We can train you on whatever you don't know, but having the right person and the right personality, there are certain skills that they can't teach you that come from character, right? That they can't train you for really. That as a military spouse, especially somebody in food service or as like a serving industry, you probably have a lot of those skills and they can train you for anything you don't know. So that is one thing about Imagine 360 that's really nice that they love to say. So I highly recommend coming to those events. I think that's going to be a great chance for you. Also, Jordan, you are on our Facebook group. So search, you can make a post in there and ask about it. Ask for people if they have advice on where to go. If you want more than what I have shared, you could also search in the group and you'll likely find lots of information there. I see somebody on YouTube. Thanks, Ray. Yes, you never get so I was talking about this with like you, every interaction counts. I love this. So I'm going to say this. They said, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And that is so true. Like so true. So that's why and like I said, you never know who you're talking to. You never know who you're meeting. You never know who they're talking to. So like your first impression really, really matters. So make sure you're being professional and respectful and kind. So Jordan, if I didn't answer your question on Facebook, let me know. I will be happy to answer that question for you and get you some more information. But yeah, I think that Imagine 360 is probably going to be a really great fit for you. Travelers, the event we'll have in October, they're going to have some really great roles. And obviously the CVS Health event is a customer care specific, which food service and serving industry is primarily customer service based. And you'll get you probably have an insane amount of skills that you haven't realized just from doing that. That's one of those things that once I joined the quote unquote professional workforce after being a server for so long, realized how much I learned from being in the food service industry. So I think you'll be fine finding a job, whether you've worked remote or not. You don't actually need remote experience to work in the remote world, right? I could do this job in a real office building with the rest of my team, or I could do it remote. It's just a slightly different platform because, my coworker doesn't work right there in the next room. She works across the country. So, you don't always have to have remote experience to work in the remote world. But if I didn't answer your question, Jordan, feel free to comment. I'll keep an eye on that so I can answer it. And we are about to wrap up here. So if anybody has any other questions, this is a great chance to ask them, to let me know what you're looking for. If you need help, let me know. I'm here to help. I think Instagram and YouTube shut down the comments after this live has ended, but Facebook will keep this video up for 30 days. So if you have questions and you want specifically to have me answer them, you can comment on the video that's on the Facebook group, the private Facebook group, and I can answer that. Same with LinkedIn. I think I can answer those on LinkedIn. I think they keep that open. But that's about it for today. Don't forget our Imagine 360 event on September 18th. CVS Health Customer Care Cohort and Coffee and Connect is on September 23rd. Forgot to mention, for both of those events, we are giving away free coffee to 100 live attendees. So that's always fun. So whether or not you decide the job is for you or the company is for you, there's always a chance to be gifted some coffee. And I'm going to wrap it up with my little unsolicited advice there that every interaction you have counts, whether it's the front desk person or just somebody manning their info at company email. You never know who you're talking to. You never know who they're talking to. And like Ray said, you never get a second chance to make a first impression again. So your first chance is your first impression, and that's it. So make sure you make a good one. And as always, with any kind of interaction, whether it's in person or online, whether it's for a job or not, kindness, respect, professionalism go a long way. So hope that helps. And I will see you guys next week. We are doing another live on, where are we at? Sorry, I'm looking at the dates here. Just want to make sure I'm going to give you guys the correct date. September 9th. Yes. So next week, September 9th, I will be back at noon to share our next remote job tips. So remote job talk. It's called September 9th. So a week from today on Tuesday at noon Pacific time, 3 Eastern. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to join us on the VertForce Facebook group, which is not up there anymore. But you can search for, there it is, now it is. You can search for VertForce in Facebook and join our private group there. We also have a business page that you can find there too. So, and I will see you guys next week. Thanks for joining.